In every single game, we have to catch glimpses of NBA players chatting with one another.
Second best to ever come out old.
And the majority of times, you don't get to hear what they're saying. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the hidden chats between players so that we actually do know what was said between the two. Or at the very least, what was implied based off of lip reading that we can visually see. Stick around until the end of the video to hear about the chat between Joel Embiid and Kevin Durant. The first chat that we're going to be talking about comes between LeBron James and Pascal Siakam. It's not quite clear when this chat took place, but what we do know is that it was when the Los Angeles Lakers took on the Toronto Raptors. It all started when LeBron drove to the rim and missed the layup at the rim, but a foul was called on Siakam. Siakam immediately looked toward the official to try and plead his case against the foul call, but LeBron wasn't having any of it. James looked right at him and jokingly said, "Don't you lie to me, Pascal." Siakam started to laugh at the statement, and LeBron continued by saying, "You didn't hit me. Let's check the replay."
He's fouled. And he is verbalizing with Siakam.
The next chat occurred right in the middle of the game, and it wasn't as lighthearted as the last one. It happened between Kobe Bryant and Jeremy Lin on the Los Angeles Lakers. They were going up against the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Lakers were down by 1 point with somewhere near 20 seconds left on the clock. Lin was guarding the primary ball carrier on defense, and Kobe was very clearly yelling for Lin to foul him to get the ball back at a possible 3-point game. After saying it a few times, it was becoming apparent to him that Lin either didn't hear him or wasn't listening at the moment. Kobe then sprinted up the court and fouled the ball carrier himself to stop the clock and give themselves one final shot. As he fouled him, he was walking down the court and pointing up in disgust because of how much time it took for it to happen. This next one didn't take much time at all.
We have one more first.
In fact, it wasn't even during a regular season game. It happened during the NBA All-Star Game. The conversation was between LeBron James and Steph Curry, as each player was preparing for the game to officially start. LeBron was doing his usual pre-game ritual involving the powder on the sideline, and Steph walked over him and said,
"I ain't been this close to this ever."
Curry stood by and watched him do the entire ritual that he always does before telling him, "That's kind of dope." Kyrie Irving was certainly laughing after this quick conversation with his teammates on the court. The Brooklyn Nets were playing the Lakers in this game, and a technical or flagrant foul must have been handed out before this happened.
So with the basket, the Lakers are down by 1. That's a foul on KC.
Los Angeles chose to send out LeBron James to the free throw line to take the free throws for whichever one of those fouls, as everybody stood back watching behind the three-point line. James broke the free throw, and the teams began to set up for the next possession. Not before some choice words from his former teammate Kyrie Irving, though. Irving looked over at the Lakers coaching staff and said, "That's your best free throw shooter?" laughing as he yelled it over to them. Chances are that the statement was made in good fun between the two of them, but pretty ironic considering that LeBron actually isn't the best free throw shooter in the league. So Kyrie is surprisingly right in questioning that. For some reason, the Lakers happen to be involved in a variety of these hidden chats between players. This next one is involving the Battle of Los Angeles, with the Clippers facing off with the Lakers about a year or two ago. Montrezl Harrell had the ball in his hand for the Lakers with a solid defender on him. Not sure why, but Harrell looked up and liked the matchup that he had in front of him, so he fired away a mid-range jumper at the rim. It was like the second it left his hand, Kawhi Leonard decided to let Harrell take his thoughts on the shot. You could immediately see, or rather hear him say, "Hell no!"
Out there for the Lakers. Montrez. Again.
As the shot braked hard off the backboard, barely even grazing the rim, to be honest with you. This is one of those simple but effective NBA chats that you probably didn't even catch when the game was going on. Though these guys were both on the Clippers, so maybe Leonard was just messing around with them. Michael Jordan was just messing around on this next hidden chat with Dikembe Mutombo. Mutombo was attempting to get into Jordan's head right before he attempted a free throw. Michael was simply just laughing at him the entire time and responded by saying, "Hey Mutombo, this one's for you, baby." But he didn't just hit him with one of his patented trash-talking lines or even with some flashy performance or jump shot. The only thing that he did after this was that he closed his eyes before sinking the free throws set before him. I'll be real with you. Watching my opponent shoot free throws with his eyes closed would get under my skin, especially if the game is currently going in the direction of a blowout. That's exactly how this game between the Portland Trail Blazers and the Philadelphia 76ers was going at the time of this hidden talking point in the game. The Blazers were up 82-68 at this point with just 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Portland was looking well on their way to winning this game and pushing the 76ers further down the standing. Ben Simmons found himself at the charity stripe with 2 free throws ahead of him. They weren't game-changing, but you'd like for him to make these. Simmons broke the first one pretty bad, and Jusuf Nurkic yelled out, "Hell no!" as the ball bounced back into the referee's hands. Instead of just letting that little dig slip, Simmons decided to walk over to Nurkic and tell him, "You talk a lot of for being an ass." Now, Nurkic didn't even acknowledge the response because Simmons didn't have much room to negotiate with his team down double digits and the fact that he just missed a free throw. Still though, something that could have been easily missed if you weren't paying attention. This chat between Joel Embiid and Carmelo Anthony could have also been easily missed. The Philadelphia 76ers were going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder, where Melo currently is at this stage in his career. Anthony was tasked with the difficult challenge of defending Embiid straight up in the post. Embiid sank the layup attempt and threw an arm into the air to draw the "and one" whistle afterwards. Embiid started to scream "and one" while staring straight at Carmelo the entire time. Anthony wasn't having any of that trash talk at this point in his career though, and consistently responded by saying, "I'm not the one." Joel wouldn't stop going straight at him though, so Melo responded again by saying, "Don't do that." It wound up toning the situation down a little bit, but you can't blame either side for the tensions being high in this game. The Thunder found themselves up by 7 points with just over 2 minutes left to go in the game. The layup brought the score to 5 points with a free throw on the way for Embiid. Then finally, we wrap this video up with the third straight involvement of the 76ers, with Embiid and Kevin Durant sharing a moment at the end of this holiday game between Philadelphia and the Brooklyn Nets. Philly came away with a win in the end, and it resulted in Joel yelling over, "Go home, Kevin, go home!" Durant turned around and started laughing at first, but the two clearly got into a little bit after that. They walked over to one another to share a few more words until Durant started walking away, clapping and giving Joel the thumbs up as if telling him that he's gonna be seeing him again on the court soon. That will do for this video on hidden NBA chats that have happened between players. Make sure you go ahead and ring the notification bell and smash that subscribe button so that you never miss another one of our videos. Thank you all so much for watching, and be sure to leave a comment down below if there was a chat that you happened to like the most.